Hello, everybody, and welcome to, yes, the early edition of the show. And we're still, Chillie was on, and then we didn't have sound, and we kind of got everything working here now. So I'm hoping he's going to bump into me here in just a minute. We are excited. He was at Puerto Vallarta yesterday. I'm just not sure. Haven't talked to him yet today, so I don't know where he is. I see there's 3 people listening right away at the beginning, so please talk to me in the comments. Let me know that you can hear me and that that's all working. And we're going to just wait till Chillie joins us here from his room on one of the dams. He had an incredible day yesterday, and that's all I'm going to say about it, other than to tease the fact that you got to be listening here in a few minutes, because Chillie had some incredible outcomes yesterday. And Gretchen is saying she can hear me. Mike is saying I'm looking better. Thank you. Yes, fine audio visual. So we are waiting then for Chillie to join us. He was in studio here a little while ago, and he couldn't hear anything or do anything, and so we've been talking back and forth. But we're pretty comfortable that it is that it's working here. I'm going to just try. No, he's not on the cell phone either, where we do our pre-communication and everything. So we're going to have a little fun. I could tell you stories. Mostly I'll tell you about the cold Minnesota winter. It's just crazy. I live parallel on a road that's 2 miles parallel to the big highway, Highway 2, that goes from over like Detroit, Michigan, all the way to the Pacific Ocean. And it comes through Duluth, and then exit the state over at Grand Forks, North Dakota, goes all the way across North Dakota. And yes, Mike, but we can talk on my phone to his Facebook on his laptop. So that's how we kind of communicate in front at times. There's Tom. Chillie is out of he was on just a few minutes ago, Tom. That's the interesting thing. He was on and we were seeing each other, and then I don't know what's now happened. So we're just going to here there's a square box with his name on it, and we're going to add him to the talk.
Wow.
I hear you. I see you.
Oh my God. Boy, that was a tester.
It's all right, Mike.
After all the crap, I was completely locked. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't get out. I couldn't do nothing in the StreamYard. So finally, I just killed the computer.
That's what you
and
gotta
then,
do.
Of course, when it comes, you reboot it, it starts into an automatic freaking update of.
Well, today was a big update. Mine took 30 minutes to update this morning before I got on with you. So yes, it's a big update today. It's the Microsoft Spring update that's come out. So.
Yeah, well.
Oy
Microsoft can never mind what they can do with it.
But the important thing is it's Saint Urhos Day today. That's the important message that we have to celebrate.
Yeah, Saint Urhos. We gotta get them grasshoppers.
We are here, folks. If you don't know Saint Urho Day, this is the day that Saint Urho, Urho, drove the grasshoppers out of Finland. And this is a big party day up here in Minnesota, North Dakota. This is a Finnish celebration day that's bigger than Cinco de Mayo, but with less spice. And it's a big day here in Minnesota. And now Chillie has frozen himself again. You see how he shook a little bit and then he froze.
Okay,
so now he's back. So.
It's probably this is all coupled with the fact that Saint Urhos isn't here to keep me on the live stream.
Well, this is true because yes, because we are celebrating Saint Urhos Day now. The Finland radio station up north in Piesik, North Dakota, they canceled Saint Urhos Day today. They canceled it
because it's snowing.
Because there's so much snow on the ground, as much as 2.5 meters. And so the grasshoppers have not come out of their grassy hopper holes yet. And so they are going to move St. Erhos Day into May. They think May 26th would be the right day for it. This is a Rose Nyland story, actually, Tom. Rose was the Erhos Day Parade Grand Marshallette one day when I was young. Yes, Rose Nyland, of course, from the Golden Girls. And, and this is actually the first year that Betty White has not done something with St. Erhos Day in a long, long time. Of course, we lost her on December 31st, wasn't it? She didn't see the new year.
I believe it was 31st, yeah.
Or was it that she was one day away from her 100th birthday? But it was one variation like that or another.
Yeah.
But, God, those four women on that show were, obviously the writers. But the writers had to know the chemistry of those gals to make that all work, and the timing that they had was just there. I've not seen anything like it since. There's been some close attempts, but God, I still watch it. It's so funny.
I have a couple little issues coming up.
Oh, issues, because I pitched them on your big exciting yesterday.
Oh, you did?
I did, but I didn't say what it was. I just said, Chillie's got a story and a half for you. But what are your issues that are coming up? Uh-oh.
Well, my phone is in
Fort Lauderdale.
Fort Lauderdale.
It's on vacation in Fort Lauderdale. 3 weeks now.
Yeah. And this friend of Nate's, her name is Renee,
Okay.
has the phone.
Okay.
I have no instructions, I have no idea what I'm supposed to do on Sunday to retrieve my phone. If I got to go someplace to get it, are they going to come to the airport and drop it off? Nothing. Now, from 7 o'clock Saturday morning on, I will have no guaranteed way of contacting this person.
So why don't you call your phone and see if she answers?
The phone's turned off.
How do you know?
I know Nate did that before he left.
Okay.
So I've been sending them messages, and I'm hoping they're going through. So please, give me some guidance here. I'm an old fat guy flailing around out there in the middle of the ocean.
Okay, but so
actually,
that's issue number one. That's issue number one. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Now we actually have two things that we were in Puerto Vallarta, and most of you know that on several occasions, actually numerous occasions, I have gone to Elizabeth Taylor's house, the one where she has the bridge that's built across the street to Richard Burton's house.
Which Simon and Garfunkel did a song like a bridge to troubled water, right? A bridge over troubled water. I will lay me.
Yeah, and there may have been some hanky-panky on both sides of the bridge. Oh, no. But that's neither here nor there. So as this all started back, this is probably the first time I tried this was maybe in 1978 or 79. The first time I went to Liz Taylor's house. And I go up and I knock on the door, and I was going to see if she wanted to have a glass of wine. Well, I've never gotten anywhere doing that. And I think I probably had gone up there about 3 times over the course of the years. So this was the 4th time that I rolled up to Liz Taylor's house. And I knocked on. It's a big, heavy door knocker that I could barely reach from the scooter. So I knock on the door, and a housekeeper answers. And I said, "Oh, hello. Is Liz here?" And she looks at me funny. She says, "She died." And I went, "Oh, no. When did that happen?" And she said, "In 2011. And I said, "Why didn't you let me know?" I said, "Oh, well, adios. That's the way I go." And I got on my scooter and rolled back away.
No,
So I
in
didn't.
any of the
I
in any of
didn't get
these
to.
in any of these times, was it the same person that you interacted with or talked to, or like next year if you knock on that door
I don't know.
again? What do you think's going to happen if she comes to the door and you do the whole shtick again? I mean, what's going to?
Well, but maybe then she'll have enough, sound of mind to call the Guardia Civil on me or something.
Oh no, Senor, Miss Taylor, she's dead. Really? How
She
long? She
died.
in 2011. Oh, I my sailboat. I just got into town on my sailboat. I came right here.
Oh, Lord. All right. So I had a really productive meeting last night with the hotel director, and I'm assuming he is her assistant. I'm not sure what his title was, but it was to deliver my accessibility report on the Zandam. And I've come to several conclusions. One, Island America does a pretty good job. This is an older ship. This is the kind of ship that should have absolutely nothing for the handicap. And yet they've done a pretty decent job with it. All the public restrooms are handicap accessible. The accessible restrooms all have automatic doors. They're all the way they're supposed to be.
Nice.
Now, there's not enough of them. One of my recommendations is they have at least two per floor, and there's only one per floor now on the public floors.
Yeah.
But I had a couple minor things, like there was
That's
one
Tom.
staircase from deck 9 down to deck 8 on the aft, where people go and look out at the wake and things like that. That the railing and the wood, it just all blends together. So my thinking was on somebody that's visually handicapped or visually challenged, they might be looking out at the wake and not even see, because nothing's drawing their eyes to the stairway, and just go right over the stairway.
Yeah.
So I said, look, I wouldn't recommend putting up any signage up there. I wouldn't recommend putting up a cone, because that's going to take away from the ambiance of the wake portion of the ship. I said, what if we take like a big wide piece of bright yellow tape and put on the top step, just something that would draw somebody that's visually challenged, draw their eyes down, and they recognize that that's a stairway. So they thought that was a pretty good idea. The one thing that they had no concept of and no awareness of even was my handicap accessible room. And the room, although it's one of the smaller rooms I've been in, so I have a little trouble turning around inside. But the bathroom is fine. Plenty of room, roll-in shower. The bathroom portion's great, but it doesn't have an automatic door. So I said, you need to put the same kind of door switches on the rooms as you have on the public restrooms. And I explained why. I demonstrated on my scooter what I have to do to open a door and go through it. And the room doors are relatively heavy, and there's relatively new damage and bruises to both my arms. So they were not aware of that at all. And these are people that care. These aren't uncaring people. So, and they were taking notes like crazy. So it was just a really good, productive meeting with the Zandam folks. And also got to spend a little bit of time with the captain, palled around with him a little bit. He was going to be in on the meeting, and then because he had other things to do, he actually came out and hung around with me for a little bit. So that was pretty cool. All right. Am I talking to myself? Are you still in the conversation, John, or am I frozen?
Yeah. No, you're doing good. It's all coming out. I was just letting you
Okay.
fly. So
Okay. Well, I'm done flying. My wings have flapped enough.
okay,
So
but
why don't you tell us about our little venture?
well, yeah, it's funny because I was just putting an A here on that, and now we're going to where did it go? Here we go. Okay, so there is the website. It's real easy. It's facebook.com and then, Cruise Alaska with Cruise Amigos. That's the site. It's also down here in the notes. But all you got to do is go to this webpage, folks, and it's going to link you up to our friend Nate and just an incredible set of bargains. I listed as a less or somewhat obstructed view room, but it's not. I'm in 419, E419, which is on the 8th deck, and I have a giant picture window that is right exactly midship. I'm right at the elevators. How handy. And the cost of my room was like $761 for the whole week. Plus, then of course it's port fees, taxes, and everything. So I'm in for like $1,030. $1,030 for a week on a Princess ship, the Princess Sapphire, and all the fun stuff that Chillie's going to be doing with the Chillie Falls hosted cruise. It's just going to be an exciting time.
Bonnie will be joining us. Our friend Bonnie down in West Palm Beach. She's not in West Palm Beach. She's in one of those suburbs of West Palm Beach. I never can remember where Bonnie actually lives. Bonnie's going to join us. Of course, Nate will be along on the cruise. We're going to work out some things to do so Chillie can maybe go look at whales and go play with dogs.
Now, there's a chance that we'll bring a mirror into Chillie's room, and then he can see the whales right without leaving his room. He can just look in the
Yeah. No. I'm going to get on a whale boat. I hope. Scooter and all. I hope.
Scoot around or scooter, and that's a scoot around scooter, right? That's not just any scooter. That's a scoot around scooter.
Of course, it's a scoot around scooter. Yes. Yes.
We got to get all these things on the screen here.
So the Cruise Alaska with Cruise Amigos Facebook page that links us directly to the booking for search engine thingy, the whole shooting match website.
Well, this takes you to the Facebook page where we talk about it, but on there is the link to the booking engine. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's where the link is.
Yeah. Facebook.com/Cruise Alaska with Cruise Amigos, all one word. You don't need big and little letters. They're just put there to make it easy for people to read and see and everything. And so.
Yeah. And the Cruise Amigos that are going, of course, is Amigo John and Amigo Chillie. By the way, Amigo Martin, what was his excuse today? He's investigating a hotel in Qatar.
Okay, did you see him in his stretched out "I'm a sports guy now" picture this morning?
No.
Oh, he had a picture where his arms, he just about looked like somebody on the cross, but I mean he was all stretched out and showing his newly found athletic body. So I got to hand it to the guy. He has reinvented himself physically, and that we joke about it, but my goodness, what a thing he's done. Now, if he could find a razor, he'd actually look like a pretty good guy, So.
Yeah. That's true. I am reinventing myself as well.
How's that going for you?
Can I get back to you on that next week, maybe?
Speaking of that, how's food on the damn ship?
The food has been excellent. As a matter of fact, I had a weird name steak Was that last night? Yeah, no. Last night was chicken parm night. The night before last, a flat iron steak or some ironing board steak, sticking iron up your butts. I don't know what this, some kind of iron steak,
Okay.
which sounded utterly disgusting in the write up. But there wasn't anything else that just turned me on the menu. So says, okay, we'll do the ironing board or
Okay.
whatever it's called. That might have been the best meat I've ever eaten in my life. Oh my God,
Okay.
it was so good.
Okay. Now the flat iron
Seasoning
steak.
was wonderful.
Yeah, flat iron steak comes from like what would be the shoulder of the beef, and it would be the same thing that would be that would be not a rump steak. What am I thinking about? It's the same place as a chuck roast. So if you bought it yourself a chuck roast and then cut that into steaks, that would be your flat iron steak. And then usually it's cooked slow and low to give it time for the tendons to let go and be more tenderized kind of a steak. So
well, this thing was tender. I mean, you could cut it with a fork. It was so
well,
tender.
but that's because of how they took it. It's because of how they took care of it.
Okay. Well, anyway, it was really good.
Okay. Well, good.
Now, breakfast in the mornings for me, actually, this has been a long cruise for me. This is the longest I've ever done on a single ship. So the first week or so, I was perfectly happy to do the breakfast buffet.
Okay. Yeah.
And, I could get my eggs Benedict. I could get my, lox and bagels. My salmon. I get all those things, plenty of scrambled eggs and all the usual things. Well, that's starting to get a little tiring. So, like 4 days in a row now, maybe today was the fourth day. Yeah.
4.
I've had
Uno, dos,
one
tres,
piece
cuatro.
of French toast.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Now, it's yummy French toast.
Yes.
And a couple pieces of well-done bacon.
Okay.
And that's been my breakfast, and I've been perfectly happy with that.
Well, when you're eating flat iron steaks all night.
Well, yeah, that's true. At lunch, I've been going and having some fruit. Yesterday, I had them give me a little bit of tuna fish and a little egg salad and a bowl full of fruit. And that was my lunch. No bread, no crackers, none of that stuff, no dessert. So I am reinventing myself to be an idiot.
No.
To eat like that on a cruise.
Well, yeah, but you want to cruise again, You got to keep doing what you're doing so you can cruise again.
Another couple weeks, I'm off again.
Where are we going now? What ship? What are we on? What line?
The next one is Caribbean Princess.
All right.
With our buddy, 30 and a wake up, Kevin.
Wonderful. All right.
Kevin will be on that one, and that's I want to say that's a 10-dayer.
Oh, one of those
almost
short
everything
ones.
I've done this year is longer than normal.
Yeah, well, because it takes you to become awoke, you have to stay on the ship longer. You see, so you woke up to the ship. See, so that's what it is.
Yeah. Well,
Can't do any of those. You can't do any of those 3-dayers anymore. I couldn't even. I got to tell you, I did one 3-day cruise in my life, and it was great because it was with friends, and there was a kind of a business tilt to it. But I couldn't imagine doing a 3-day. I guess if you live in Fort Lauderdale, so you can pack an overnight bag and jump on the ship and jump off. But for me, it's a day to get there, and you got to go a day early to get there on time. And so I am not going to invest 4 days of my life to get on the water 2.5 days. I'm sorry. I'm just not going to do that.
Yeah, no, me either. And I don't mind if I have to book and I have a 4-dayer booked in May a 4-dayer to Canada.
Oh, to
Out of
Canada.
Bayonne.
Oh, wait a minute. What's
Yeah.
Bayonne? Isn't that some French city somewhere? Where's Bayonne?
No, it's known as New Jersey.
Bayonne, New Jersey to Canada and back in 4 days.
Yeah.
So
It
what
just goes up there, and we go into Halifax and turn around and come back.
Just for the Halifax.
But it's a ship I've never done.
Yeah, hey.
And I've never sailed out of Bayonne, so I knock off a couple things off the list on that one.
So will you drive? Will you drive to Bayonne then? Are you going to drive there?
Ooh, that's a very good question. Ask me next week when I can.
Okay. We got to get Chillie back on roots. Okay.
Because I think the next where am I going? I'm going on Caribbean Princess. That's out of I don't know, Miami or Fort Lauderdale. I can't remember which. I'll probably drive to that. I want to test out my license plate.
Oh, and what does the license plate say? Look the hell out, get the hell out of the way, or what does your license plate say?
No, it says I bought the drinks back. You could get the hell out of my way. No, my license plate is now a permanent handicap plate.
Okay, so the license plate is permanently handicapped.
Yes, it has the little sign on the license plate.
Okay.
The state of Florida gives handicapped folk free parking at the ports if they have
the plate,
a permanent plate,
but not if you
hangy down thing from the mirror.
No kidding.
I mean, that's what I've had for years, and they won't accept that. So I went on and got the permanent. What the hell's the difference?
Yeah.
So I got the handicap plate. This will be the first time I will have driven to Florida since I have the new plates on the cruise wagon.
Well, cool. Cool breeze. So then you can.
She's out in the middle of the ocean.
I've been following her.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Katie.
Yeah. She and Angela, and man, I tell you what, I just love Angela to death. Some of her get-ups are so outrageous, and she pulls them off wonderfully. So I enjoy Angela. So I told her that too. She needs to go into business manufacturing those outfits.
Okay, now what's Katie saying? It's almost 4 o'clock. I was thinking 4 degrees, you see. It's almost 4 o'clock here on the ship. So where is she located?
She's on her way to Europe.
That's right. She's yeah. She's doing the eastbound cross symphony. She's on Symphony, I thought.
Yeah. License plate says Chillie is cheap and wants free parking. Damn right, hot air Tom. I'm the first one to admit that. So hot air Tom has a roommate to go on a cruise that Cindy says I'm not going.
Oh, okay.
And it's of the female persuasion. I want to see how that one works out.
Well, good. At least he'll have a clean room. Guys, that was just a joke. Now, that was a comedian working in a nightclub where everybody's drinking joke. I absolutely don't mean that. I just thought it was, it's funny because every time I've sailed with a lady passenger or with a lady roommate, I have had I've kept my room much cleaner. I don't know why. Usually I just store stuff in the corners until it's time to go, and then I take the corners and load them into the suitcases. But I actually clean my room.
So anyway, I was going to tell you about Martin. He's in
Yeah.
Qatar inspecting a hotel. What the hell's he doing inspecting a hotel?
Well, it's a fam tour. It's a familiarization tour that
Oh, because
travel
of his
agents.
being an agent.
Right.
He's
So
down there to see if he wants to send people to this
right.
hotel,
It's
and it has camels in
it's
the
a gimme.
rooms.
Yeah. Camels in the room. Well, that'd be good.
Yeah, and Hot Air Tom, when he was just over there, 2 weeks ago. I think he circumnavigated Africa. He was in Africa for I don't know, 7 months or something.
Okay, you can do that to a camel. I didn't know you could circumnavigate a camel.
No, Hot Air Tom went out in the desert and applied for a job as a camel jockey.
Oh man, that's well.
But the little tent maker, that he was applying to the job for, required that he has a camel. So then Hot Air Tom had to go trying to hunt up a camel.
Okay.
And he never found a damn camel, so he could get a job as a jockey.
The only circumnavigator that I knew didn't make a lot of money, but he got to keep the tips. So.
Oh my God. And that, folks, you're going to have a whole week of this when Amigo John and I are together in Alaska.
Oh, I got a notice today on my computer. I got a notice this morning on my computer. Yeah. It said that they weren't going to make yardsticks any longer.
Hi, Dennis.
Hey, Dennis.
See you again, Dennis.
Katie, thanks, Cindy.
Yeah, Cindy says she loves Katie's picks. One of these days, I'm going to get caught up on my show, get caught up on all the pictures I have that I haven't been able to get uploaded. It's really been strange. In the mornings, I have no signal. So, I end up scrambling like crazy just to get my show thrown together when I finally get a signal. Or I think it's probably the location of down in the bowels of hell, that my Wi-Fi signal is not so good down, in the I'm below water. I think
you're not below
Seems
water.
like I'm below water.
Nope. No passenger.
But at any rate,
no passenger rooms are ever below water.
I have a porthole, but the room is long and narrow, and you put a queen-size bed in the stupid narrow room. I can't get on one side of the bed at all, and I have what's that? 6 inches down the side that I crawl in to get into bed.
Now he's bragging
My
again.
fat butt doesn't go too well in 6 inches of space. And so the porthole is totally inaccessible. I can't even raise up and look out anything.
It doesn't matter anyway because you bought such a cheap class of room that your porthole actually just looks into another room. So you see.
Yeah, but then it might be some kinky stuff going on, and it would be an exciting thing for me to be peeping Tomming.
Chillie, even if there was, you wouldn't know how to recognize it. So
Well, no, that's a whole nother issue. I keep looking out at the water going by, thinking we might see another whale. For those of you that weren't on my show yesterday, about 5 minutes before I went live, I was sitting, matter of fact, in this very same seat. And there were at least two whales no more than 50 yards off the starboard side of the ship.
Wow.
And at the same time,
nice.
There's a whole gang on the other side lining the windows over there So apparently we was right in the middle of a pod of whales.
Wow, neat.
So
And
that was
this
really
was
cool.
out in open ocean? Was this in a harbor or an open ocean?
As we were going into Puerto Vallarta.
Ah, okay.
So
Okay.
it was still kind of open, but kind of not.
So they were Spanish whales then?
Spanish whales? Why would they be Spanish whales?
Well, the Willie Nelson song, there was 7 Spanish whales at the opening to the harbor. Don't you know that song?
I thought they was talking about his girlfriends.
Ooh. Well, I know he's dated a couple of heavy girls, so maybe that's possible. Maybe that's what he meant then. So, okay. I don't know. No. That's really neat when you see that.
These whales are on their way to Alaska.
Oh, seriously, we might see them. Are you saying then that we may see the same whales next August, September? That okay. Well, did you mark them then? Did you tag them or
very
shoot?
Possible. It's possible that a couple weeks ago, the guys in Hawaii saw the same whales.
No. You can't whale it from Hawaii to Puerto Vallarta in 2 weeks. Can't do it. Nope.
Well, however long it takes whales. I don't know. I didn't ask.
Okay.
In my conversations. And yes, there is two promenade decks on the ship and the jogging track, which isn't really a promenade deck. But yeah, there's 2 promenade decks where you could sit outside, but the signal gets kind of fluffy.
Yes.
So that's why I found that sitting up here in the actually at the main pool area is as good a Wi-Fi signal as I can get on this ship. So
whales, the best whales can do is 3 to 5 miles an hour over time, so that most they can cover is 100 miles in a day. So how many miles from Hawaii to Puerto
Vallarta?
Vallarta, Mexico.
1,184.
3,249. So you see, even under the best of days, it would be 3 months and a week. Even if the whale, even if he was going for that Mexican food, and by God, nothing was going to vary him. I mean, you're talking, 3 days, 30 days. So couldn't be the same.
Yeah,
couldn't be the same.
And then they get here and take a left-hand turn and go toward Alaska, which has got to be another.
Okay, so from Puerto Vallarta to Anchorage.
Let's say to Juneau. Okay, to Anchorage.
And what are you guessing? What are you guessing the distance is?
3,000.
4,816.
Wow.
Yeah, so think about it. I mean, it's
days there. So we're talking about a 70-day swim.
It's 50 days. It's 4,800 miles.
Yeah, well, I was rounding it off doing math in my head.
That's not talking stopping in San Francisco.
Mr. Bucket List is here. Justin and I will be hosting a cruise together on May the 1st.
This year.
So, yes, that's on the Norwegian Joy. And he and I are co-hosting that one.
Wonderful. And can you still get on that one? Is there still some seats available?
No, that one's they shut that down some time ago, I think. But anyway, Justin, I will be getting back with you as soon as I can rescue my phone. This has been a very frustrating time. It's been most difficult to actually do a cruise without a phone. I can't do anything that I always do. I can't film. I can't take pictures. I can't. any of the things that I've always done on every cruise that I've been on.
Yeah, all right.
Can't do it. I refuse to pay $599 for a $399 GoPro, which was an option. I tried on 3 different ports to get to some place that I might get a burner phone. You don't want to get a burner phone in Mexico.
No, because it only calls the local taqueria. You see, it won't call anywhere else.
Yeah.
Bye, Katie.
Or else a pipeline to the drug cartels.
No. Our phones are clean. Yeah.
So,
our phones are clean.
Katie's going to the casino.
She's gone.
Imagine
She's left
that.
us. Yeah, she left us.
Gambling on a cruise ship. I couldn't imagine doing
Well, I
that.
think she just goes there to hang out. That's where all the cool people are. So.
By the way, Justin, one of the things that I'm going to suggest we might do on our cruise in May is do a slot pull. I'll be happy to run it and host it. I've done a couple before. If anybody's interested in doing it, that is. We never know until we get there and meet these folks. We're dealing with folks that we've never sailed with. Justin and I've sailed together. But it's going to be fun, and it's going to be meeting some new people.
Nice.
So I like that.
Nice.
So, what else happened? Oh yeah, I talked to the hotel manager and her assistant about Holland American coming into the whatever century. What are we in, the 22nd century now? 21st century? 22nd century. What the hell is this?
No. It's one more. We're in the 24th. Well, no, it's 20. What is it? What's the 2023? I don't know. We were in the 20th century when it was 1900, so it's the 21st century. Yeah.
21st century. Okay, we're in the 21st century.
Yeah.
That Holland America needs to come into the 21st century as far as scoot around is concerned and let scoot around delivered at the curb. They were not aware of the companies that are allowing that now, which most Royal Caribbean ships now are to the curb. Thank you very much for my dealings with Ron on getting that done. Carnival Cruise Line, you can get most of their sailings. You can get the scooters at the curb.
Wow.
And Norwegian, most sailings, you can get scooters at the curb. So far, I don't know about Princess because I'm going to actually be sailing Princess for the first time with a scooter in a couple weeks. So I'll find out about that. And then MSC and Holland America are the 2 lines that I sail on a regular basis that need to put on their big boy pants and grow up and get in the right world.
But the irony is, or the great news is that it's moving in the right direction. I mean, more and more people are, there's your definition of becoming woke. People have woke up to the fact that this is a logical, needed thing, and it is spreading a little bit like a mold on a nice car surface. I mean, it is moving across to all the lines so that when you get out of the cab, you can get in your scooter, and that takes you through immigration and customs and ticketing and baggage and rolls you onto the ship without any other rigmarole and hoo-ha and whatever.
Yeah. It's so much easier not only on us, the handicapped cruiser, but it's easier on the cruise line too. They got
Everything.
Less labor they have to provide. That it takes some people to push the big fat guy around.
And logistics and arranging and having all those things. Why do that when all of a sudden they can just walk with you and guide you through and oh man.
Yeah, it's the same people directing traffic to go through security and to go through check-in
Yep.
that are directing traffic anyway. So I roll in on my scooter. They give me priority check-in, so I go down this aisle instead of this aisle. So it works out really well.
We have come to the end. We have to say goodbye. I got to run to the store. We did the show early so I can work from my studio, and it's at the 45-minute mark. So any thoughts? We, of course, want people to check out our Cruise Alaska with Cruise Amigos, because our first Chillie-hosted cruise under these terms is coming up over Labor Day. It's in August and September. Chillie and I are going to fly into Alaska 2 days early. We're going to be in downtown Anchorage. And any of you that come in, we're going to get together for an onshore party. And then we are taking the train. There's 3 ways to get from Anchorage to the port in Whittier. One of them is the actual ship, the Sapphire Princess bus terminal thing. There's a bus tour that you can go on that takes 2-3 hours, or you can get on the train. And Chillie and I have decided we're going to do the train. We're going to take the 3-hour train ride so we can just sit back, look through the Vistacar windows, and just absorb everything that we can between Anchorage and the port. And, of course, you're all going to be taken care of. Nate has got, chaperone people lined up. We're all going to be taken care of from the time we land in Anchorage. So it's going to be a good time. Oh.
And it looks like I'm frozen out.
We hear you, though. We can hear you fine. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Well, that's thank you for saying all that, and I'll just say bye, y'all. And
alrighty,
you can take us out, I hope.
I will. Yep. Thanks so much, Chillie. We are going to say goodbye to everybody for this Thursday. Remember, we're now doing Thursdays at 12:30 Eastern Time, 11:30 Central Time, and what is that? 5:30 over there in our good friends in the English-speaking territory of Great Britain. What a wonderful day it's been. Still many, many feet of snow here, but we're hoping for some warmer weather. Have a great week, everybody. Chillie, you just have a great time, and we'll see everybody here back 1 week, 27 days, 23 and a half hours from right now.